Welcome back for another week of Family is Everything.
Until it's not. I'm Hunt.
And I'm Andrew. And we're here to give you our best takes of the week on Bravo, which again are going to be dominated by Real Housewives of New Jersey and Vanderpump Rules. But this week especially, Tom Schwartz unhinged on Watch What Happens Live.
I'm going to tell you, Pump Rules couldn't be any better. It is so good.
Rachel is starting to become psychotic. Like now you're starting to see she is trying to get Sandoval jealous by making out with Schwartz. And then all the girls are going to scream at her when they find out because of Katie. And Rachel doesn't even give a shit about Katie. She cares about Sandoval and Schwartz fighting over her.
I'm telling
that crazy bitch.
She's playing this so good. So good. But let's start with Jersey because we can't go right because Pump was great. And then I watch What Happens Live and I had to go watch Pump again. After I watch What Happens Live, I went back and watched it and I saw it a whole new way.
I have
because
to watch
they
it
were
again.
they were already jamming.
Yeah. Well, before we begin, we're gearing up for an Easter holiday. And I know you got a pool because I'm going to your house. Now, can I go in the preferred pool? Is that okay?
Yes. There's only one problem. You'll have to lift the cover by yourself because it's not open yet.
Oh, at Scheana's wedding, we didn't have to worry about that.
I'm going to tell you, I've been to, well, we need to get to Jersey and then we'll get
let's go to Jersey first.
Okay. Jersey. First of all,
Jackie, stay home.
Why again? Go home. But I want to tell you the highlight of the week.
Yes.
I'm still into Pump Rules in that wedding. I can't get off of it. The best part of Jersey this week was Paulie's house.
Again.
And his flowers. The view, the flowers they brought in.
I didn't know the view in the back porch like that. That's amazing. Is that New York
what
City?
does Paulie do? I want to know because I went and looked up what's it Fuda does.
Oh yeah.
Fuda has a valet service.
They have multiple businesses. I think he's in the mob.
The valet service is like provides valets to like parties.
Smart.
And of course, I haven't been to any parties, but also restaurants, hotels. He owns a valet company. Okay. And then he owns a tile company. And then there was one other, pizza or something.
They all got to do with pizza.
I don't know what Danielle's husband does though. Oh, he's home security, sort of like Teddy Mellencamp's husband.
Oh, yes. And also she's got the bougie kids, which I still don't understand. Have we seen the store?
No.
It's online only, I think.
Yeah. And I don't know what Paulie does either, but he's obviously loaded.
He may not want people to know. That's why,
I mean, he's obviously loaded because his house is gorgeous and the flowers they brought in that were on cascading. Oh, it was just
what's his name?
I won't have those flowers in my house.
What's his name makes like almost $1 million a year in Manhattan, Jackie's husband.
Yeah. Okay. She doesn't have a house like that.
Yeah, because she's got 5 kids, and then they own. I know,
smart. But Paulie's divorced.
And that's why they're not good
smart.
on. They're
on
smart.
TV. Yeah, maybe that's why.
They're too thoughtful.
Well, she inherited a ton of money too. Remember that.
But they also
Jackie.
Yes,
I read
at the same
inherited.
time, they think about the way they live. They're very thoughtful. They care about good things. They're normal people.
Okay. Well, It looks like she's spending a lot of money on her lips. You know what was the best part of this episode beside Paulie's flowers, which were magnificent? I want to just say one thing about Paulie. I think he's a nice guy, but I'm very suspicious of Irish Americans who have Arabic tattoos. That's all I'm just gonna say. I noticed his tattoos were in Arabic. I don't understand that. Does he speak Arabic? I'd like to know. I never like people who are aren't in a tribe who have tribal tattoos. Every time I see a tribal tattoo, I ask people, what tribe are you in?
Yeah, because it's really not culturally appropriate anymore.
No, it's not.
They should be canceled for having it on them.
They should. I just don't understand. If you're not in a tribe, why do you have a tribal tattoo?
I don't know.
Okay. But his tattoos are in Arabic. I'm just gonna say.
I will tell you this.
Unless he served or something I don't know about, and he served in Saudi Arabia because they don't get
Dolo on that Ozempic. Maybe
again.
Yeah, well, she admitted it.
Yes, but I'm gonna tell you, she looks great. If you look at old pictures of Dolores, she looks like a different person. When you see her and Frank when they were first married, it's like a bad.
It's like Larsa Pippen.
Yes, Larsa Pippen. You wouldn't even pick her out.
No.
I don't even think Scotty knows what she looks like anymore. If he saw her,
he got his wish. He probably said, "I wish I can't even think of what she looks like." Well, you got your wish.
She's gone. Boom.
Yeah, she's gone. Bye.
One of the best parts is that we almost saw no Marge in the beginning. Like we had a solid 30 plus minutes with no Marge.
I like Marge more than you do.
Yeah, but we needed a break from Marge. Like if they want to keep her relevant, they have to keep her screen time a little
Marge
bit.
Senior.
No, Marge Junior.
Oh,
no, Margaret. Because if she gets too much, she's too nasty. It's actually not going to be good for her. I don't think. That's my opinion.
Joe and Melissa are going to really look stupid at the reunion because
I wonder when they're filming that.
I believe that I believe Louie's tears were 100% real and normal. It was because he literally sees where they're at now, but he saw it then that they weren't going to come to the wedding, that they were never going to talk again. And he thought about his own family and he thought, I mean, I'm sure a lot of stuff was going through his mind. Are they going to blame it on me? I'm the new guy. What do I do? Oh my God.
No, I just think there's something off in Louie. When they showed him crying like that, and then he's like, I called my sister just to tell her I love her. I mean, I thought it was a little over the top. I think he's a little bit over the top.
I do that shit.
Yes, I know, but you're different than Louie. You're not a father of grown children.
Yeah, but isn't this a good thing that he's in touch with his feelings?
I don't know. It's a little bit too much. I think that was too much. All the other stuff, I thought he was fine the week before, but I need to see less Louie. I need a little bit of less Louie, less Teresa, less Marge for a little bit. It was a little less Jaiden's this week. We didn't see Bill. And I think we need that. We need a couple of episodes of a little less. I thought the whole thing with Jennifer and Dolores was very staged. It was like the wedding announcement was staged, that they were going to be flower girl. There was so much staging. The only thing that wasn't staged is when is it Fessler?
I'm sorry to like her.
Was in full menopausal sweat down. Okay.
Oh, God.
Because you can't fake that. Having gone through it myself when I would just combust from within, she was just, and you can't fake that. Yeah. It was the realest part of the whole episode were her hot flashes. She needs to go get those bullets in her butt.
I mean,
they do everything else. She looks amazing. She just had her whole body worked over and she's on Ozempic too.
Oh yeah, we saw that.
Yeah.
I will say that
and the whole thing with the psychic was so staged.
That was the dumbest scene, one of the worst scenes in Housewives history. And that's the only time I've liked Jackie.
It was horrible. It was just horrible. Like Jen told them too much. She brought in a fraud and it was fraudulent and it was terrible.
I think that's why Teresa wasn't there.
Yeah. And not only that, it made Rose and Kim Zolciak, back in the day, she'd go see Rose. I mean, those were all staged too, but at least it was some genuineness back then. There was none. And it was so horrible.
I mean, it wasn't, she couldn't even say something really provocative like Dubois when she said, you'll never emotionally fulfill your husband. Like, cause that's like a lot for Kyle Richards to swallow. So like Kyle Richards, like emotionally what? Like, oh, my husband. Did she just say that my husband's never going to like it was too much for her. Cause she said it kind of like tricky and snaky and with a little cigarette pop. And so it was confusing. And so even though I swear Camille obviously said to her,
yeah, of course,
having issues. Yeah. She put on such a show.
Oh, it was still
that it was hard for Kyle to think in that moment that Camille had already just told her that.
Right. Of course. So also, so are we going to go with all psychics on reality TV didn't the psychic say something to Ramona too when they were in Morocco?
Yeah, but I believe that they were in Morocco.
Yeah, but they were in Morocco,
and they didn't know that yet.
Somebody knew Mario was stepping out.
I don't know. Maybe that was a real psychic. Well, Jill Zarin was also
I don't know.
there.
I went to a psychic a couple of weeks ago and they're not real.
Jill Zarin was there. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Think about it. And we saw Avery this week on Watch What Happens Live, and she is her father's daughter.
Yeah, and her friend was like, didn't say a word and was like, I think much prettier than her.
No, I like Avery. She has a look.
She does, but she was
I always had a
too...
fondness for Avery though, because she used to give it to her mom.
Yeah, but I also think she could have, I thought she was a little too, like, my advice to Avery Singer is like, be a little bit more of what you're trying to attract. Like, and what I mean by that is like,
you want to have a party, so let's have a party.
Like just like loosen up a little bit. Like, think about your target audience. They're people that are really excited about getting married, people that like might be a little high strung and a little stressed because they're getting married.
Yeah, well,
and like
going
it's
on
okay, but they also are like going on a bachelorette trip or thinking about doing that. So like, don't be all uptight the whole time and make them feel like you're a bore.
Right.
That was also nice. Andy did that. Do you think Ramona called Andy and was like,
"Oh yeah,
you owe me.
Yes,
you owe me."
The best part of the episode too is when I think it was Danielle, who gets better and better and better every single week.
Yeah,
said that the guilty, insecure bitches can't apologize. I wrote that down because I thought that was great. Guilty, insecure bitches can't apologize.
Yeah, I think that she's
so good, Danielle. Oh, she was in reference to Rachel. That was in reference to Rachel Toppin, and she's not afraid, and she's just gonna give it to them.
Yeah,
and
Rachel was good Danielle. Though too.
Yeah, I don't care for her.
I know you don't like her, but she's good on TV.
Yeah, she's fine.
And I've come to the conclusion that Jackie's just not made for television. Like, it doesn't matter what she does. Like, I do believe she has an interesting life. She has like two sets of twins.
Does Jackie have to actually have an equivalent in the housewife world at this point? I can't think of one.
Yeah, I think that
who?
No, she's Taylor Armstrong without the suicide and out the mental health.
No, because Taylor was always a housewife.
Jackie was too.
No, but Jackie was, but isn't anymore.
But Taylor left and was a friend.
Yeah,
then she came back.
But just like not every episode. You used to see when they'd have a going away party on OC that the other housewives would come to the last episode of the year that, Vicky would have, and Vicky's back.
They actually made the friends far more about it in Salt Lake City this season.
Yeah, I don't watch it.
They made the friends far more involved in, like, Charisse from Potomac was like a lot involved this year in Potomac. And the one that really that I think is what it was is that I just had it. Who was it? Miami. Marisol's not a full-time housewife.
Oh, Marisol's so good.
And she's real good.
Yeah, I love
and
Marisol.
she doesn't hold whatever they hold, an orange or whatever.
Yeah,
and neither does.
Oh, okay. Do that?
Neither
no,
does
holds an orange.
One other one. I think Adriana Demora, the same thing. They brought on like new women, and then they brought back like Alexia
as friends. Yeah, because she's got a crazy
and Larsa, and then 3 others.
Right.
And then the other ones come back as friends.
Okay, so Jersey was Jersey. Let's just get to Pump Rules.
Let's just get to it. Okay,
so good.
The first thing that happened, did you see it? Okay, I need you to understand when they were showing. Okay, James and Allie sit down.
Right.
And then Sandoval and Ariana walk in, and you hear Raquel go, awkward.
Yes, you did.
Now, I think that everyone in that moment thought that she was talking about James and Allie or something.
Right.
And I have a feeling she had hooked up with Sandoval, and that's why they were late.
Well, I think she had hooked up with Sandoval because after watching Watch What Happens Live, Schwartz gave it away that they had a one-night stand in August, but by January or whatever, they were in love with each other. But when you watch the end of the episode, she is gleaming with bedroom eyes at Tom Sandoval. And she's like got the look like dreamy in her eyes. And I'm talking about the very, very, very last scene before she went and was making out with Schwartz. The two of them are looking at each other across the table, and he keeps putting his hands through his hair again and again and again.
He's nervous.
They'd already hooked up. Yeah,
totally.
now it's obvious. Now it's obvious they already hooked up. And she went after Schwartz to get Sandoval jealous.
I know you don't like Katie, but Schwartz was the biggest dick I've ever seen in my life.
He was such a dick, but she was sort of a bitch too.
No, she was not. She just sat there. She walked in cool, and he was a dick bag from the minute he sat down. And then she tried to just be chill and normal. She really tried. And then the girl broke down, and I can totally understand. I don't think she wants to be there. I think production forced her to go. I think that
well, she's enjoying it if she didn't want to be there. She's enjoying being the bitch, and she's enjoying being the bitch.
She's staying really relevant right now.
Yeah, she really is. Yeah, and it was so funny. His pants were tight, and it was kind of funny that he stayed there and ate. I'm sorry. She expected him to go after her, and he wasn't following her. He just wasn't.
I thought it was gross.
It was no.
Then she goes upstairs to Christina Kelly
again, who's very thin. And I'm just going to say Allie's very thin too. And if those girls are that thin on TV, they must literally be rails. But my favorite part is when the waiter said, when he gave them their French cock martinis or whatever it was, he says, and for you, Senorita Bubba.
Yeah. He kept saying, he said that when he came back and she was gone, he goes, Senorita Bubba, leave. And he said, oh, I think she'll be back.
Yeah, she went to the bathroom. Yeah, she wasn't coming back. And he sat like a typical guy, sat and had his steak and his surf and turf all by himself in the restaurant. And I want to say, I have been to weddings like that in the islands, and you go to these all-inclusives and your meals are paid every night, but you still go to a different restaurant every single night. There's a different restaurant at the hotel, and you sort of got to make a reservation for them. And you never sort of know who's there for the wedding. Cause I went to one in Mexico and there were about 50 people there. You never know who is going to be in the restaurant you pick.
Yeah.
And it's always kind of weird. Do you talk to them? Do you sit with them? Don't you? Like, you're really not friends. They're the this of the this, but you're at the same wedding. And it
doesn't seem hard to me. Bye. I mean,
you always feel like you have to say, how was your day? How was your meal? Did you have a good time? Blah, blah, blah. You know,
I think that James deserved what Ariana got mad at him about. However, I think she was mad about Sandoval not being I think she
you said that the week before too,
and I think she flipped out. Now I get what she's saying about more now, because what happened is that she sat down, and right when she sat down, he started trying to just he was talking shit still. And I think that what he did at the end is what she was expecting was going to happen right when she walked in. I'm so sorry, Ariana. I shouldn't have gotten physical. I hope you can understand. I had no idea who it was. And then when I realized after, I just was caught up in the moment. Sorry. She would have been like, oh no, it's totally fine. Thanks for apologizing. Would have been over with. But instead, he tried to get all but she went nuts. I love how Allie stormed away.
I did too. She's not taking it. She just leaves. But tell me, now that we're 6, 7 episodes, 10 episodes into the year, I don't know, 7 or 8,
9, right? I think 8 or 9.
Is it 9? Who do you think is the star of the series right now? Do you still think it's Schwartz and Schwartz?
I think Lala is the star.
Okay. Followed by James.
Yeah, I just think that Lala is more.
I mean, James's lines are so good. No,
they are, but he borderline. I think there's I just think James isn't. Lala has really great lines too, and she insults people. She has no problem with it, but hers is she's not going to just go out of her way to be what did James say about Spider-Man? Who are you, uncle? Whatever.
Yeah. I know he did,
which was funny, but at the same time, it's dude. You're on a television show. You're not in recovery anymore, but you're still an I don't even know what to call him. That he's an enigma.
No, I know. But you know what I thought was so funny when he was telling, first of all, the photo booth thing was the greatest thing ever.
Oh yeah.
It was so good. And number 2, when he's telling Allie, let's twirl, let's do our spinny thing. Let's do our spinny thing. And she didn't even know what he was talking about, the spinny thing. And then is there a ghost in the room? And then they're spinning and he's going, this is our spinny thing. And then he's like, oh, look, everybody's looking at us because you wouldn't been with me, and it wasn't a soul round. So it just shows you how self-centered James is, because he thinks everybody's looking at him, everybody's watching him, and nobody even cares about you, James. Yeah. But he does have good lines. And Lala did what she did for a pickleball court.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
I liked Lala's conversation with Allie, and I don't think Allie did Lala justice when she told James.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
And if she did, they edited
drinking
it
her
out.
juice box. Yeah, because she was all about her juice box that morning.
Because let me tell you, like, Lala was real with Allie, and I think that I have a feeling production probably edited out on Lala's side, her going like, James has grown a lot, like he's in a much better place in his life, but there are moments that you still see the old James. And
that's for sure.
If you see those, like, I think she basically pumped James up that he has grown a shit ton, but that he still has setbacks, and that she just wants Allie to always do what she did the other night when he has setbacks. And then I think the rest of it was real. And then I think when Allie went to James, I think she repeated the part that Lala said. And I think the savage producers cut it all out.
Yeah, they did.
It look like that it was a problem.
So when do you think the affair started?
Already. It started before this trip.
Do you before the trip?
Yes.
You don't think they were doing it on the trip?
No, I think before the trip and on the trip.
Who is she sleeping with on this trip? By herself? Does she have her own room? Have we seen Raquel's room?
Yep.
Okay, and she's by herself.
Yes.
Okay, you don't think he steps out and says, I'm going to? Oh, you do? Okay, so you think that they're...
Oh, listen, I think Sandoval... Listen, we have no idea of when Schwartz said he heard that from Sandoval about the cheating the first time, the one night stand.
Right, that was August, he said.
Maybe it could have been the 15th time, and that's Sandoval telling Schwartz it was the first. We have no idea.
Oh, that's true too.
And then we have no idea, even if Sandoval said to Schwartz right away, oh, it's not happening again.
Right.
That's maybe why Schwartz felt so comfortable making out with Raquel. So it could have happened before. And but Schwartz said he didn't hear about it till after the kiss, but he insinuated that it happened before the kiss, but he heard about it after.
I agree with that. I do not think
I think they were fucking the whole trip.
Okay. I don't think that Schwartz knew that they were doing it when he kissed her.
No, he didn't. He said
but she was sort of glowing the whole trip.
Because she was getting banged every moment by Sandoval.
I know. And it was sneaky, and it was on the sly, and the whole bit.
It's a resort. Yeah. It's the easiest place to do it.
No, not necessarily, because you have a lot of friends around.
Okay,
you have to be
but
careful.
What I'm saying is all he'd have to do is literally rent a second room and not tell anyone.
Oh, yeah.
On the other side. We already know there's another side.
Yeah, where Katie is in the tower. I don't know about that. I just think he could go to her room if she was sleeping alone.
Yes, but
do they bring their hair and makeup with them, or do they not have hair and makeup?
Not
like
on
the Housewives?
That budget. Not on that budget.
No, because the Housewives do.
Yeah, they also.
Scheana's so smart. I'm sure she invited her hair and makeup to the wedding. I bet you they have somebody that comes and helps them, though. Production.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, they're on a TV show. They've got to have somebody who fixes them up.
I mean, it would make sense. Like if I was on a show like that and I was a woman and doing makeup for myself, I would find someone and be like, I'm going to be filming for like 6 months or whatever. And like, I'll need it done 5 days a week. Like,
yeah, totally.
What makes sense for you, but it's not going to be the kind of money you'd pay for normal.
Do you think Scheana needs constant attention?
I mean, like,
oh, and I want to tell you, I looked up her place. It's it was 1.2 million.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And they bought it?
No, they're renting it, but that's what it's worth.
So
and her rent was like $7,500 a month or something. It came up on something I was looking at.
I mean, James seemed,
and I don't ever want to hear anybody's cutting anybody's armpit here again. Thank you very much.
I will say this. I will say this. Tom Schwartz at that dinner with Katie seemed like he was on something other than just alcohol. He seemed like he was on coke, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they're all.
And James seemed that way at the first dinner because like he just could not keep his mouth shut. Like
I believe
he also shouldn't have told Scheana that Lala wasn't going on the boat. It's not his place to say that.
Right. I believe that there's a lot of drug use. It's in my impression that there might be some drug use going on. And you're in Mexico. You can get anything you want. If you weren't, and it's probably a whole different stuff. It didn't even have to make its way over the border. Think about it.
Yeah,
It's
I think
duty
the witches
free.
of WeHo were having their noses,
Yeah, I think
very
so
much
too.
in use for years. The old ones.
But Raquel
Sassy
was.
and
I want
Kristen.
everybody to go back and look at the last scene. They're at a table. They're standing up. It was Schwartz. It was Sandoval. It was Brock and Scheana. Ariana and Raquel came out of nowhere when Scheana was talking about, Schwartz, are you going to make out with anybody? Are you going to make out with anybody this time? And she came out from anywhere. And then they showed Ariana going, ooh, it's like, Raquel could hear, Schwartz was going to make out with somebody. Obviously, she didn't know he was making out with Sandoval. She was making out with Sandoval already. But she came out. And if you look at them looking at each other, they're totally giving each other the eye. Totally.
I think the one night stand was the night of the boys' night out.
Oh, when she showed up? Oh, maybe.
Or like the initial one, or when Schwartz talking about it. I will say that Schwartz,
okay, so Schwartz on Watch What Happens Live made it out that Tom is fully.
They're not friends anymore. That's how I felt, because how could you say
Schwartz and Sandy?
He said he'll always be there for him, but I was like, how could you say all these things?
No, because he said he's devastated and everything, and he said,
but I think he's going to get in a lot of trouble.
Ariana can always come out and be my friend, and Katie's good with me. No, I think him and Tom are okay. I think
but my question is why he said some really stupid stuff.
Well, I think he's a little naive, stupid, and that's his shtick. And I can't decide if Schwartz is dumb or if Schwartz is stupid or if he's smart, to be honest with you. It's one or the other.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say that I think that they're definitely still together.
They're definitely still together because he said she's his heroine. And he didn't say he was going
that
through
was so
NA.
Weird.
He didn't say that he was in NA. So, narcotics, anonymous. Yeah. So I'm going to go with they're together. And Schwartz feels a little left out.
I guess I can just say that.
Unless maybe there's a threesome.
I guess it was just odd.
What do you mean you guess? Do you think they could be a threesome?
No.
You sure?
No way.
Why? Tom. What's amazing is that, remember, Valentine's Day, Schwartz was still covering for Sandoval at the Valentine's Day party at Schwartz and Sandy, because there was a picture of Ariana, Schwartz, Sandoval, and Raquel, and that was Valentine's Day. And so Schwartz was still covering for Sandoval then.
That's wild.
I mean, they pulled it off for a while.
I don't think that, and listen, I believe Schwartz that it was something where he was not waking up every day thinking about oh, today's the day I have to tell the world about Sandoval and Raquel. I think that I think Sandoval lied to him a lot. I think that he is kind of stupid. I think that he wanted to forget that he ever knew this or that it happened. Right. I think he truly and think about this. He's in the worst position of anyone.
Schwartz?
I mean, he has no way to win. Ruins his business, ruins his relationship with Tom, keeps his friendship.
He said initially people were rude, but now business was great again.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, if we were in LA,
no one
we'd
should
be
be mad at him at all.
Tom, and we'd be going there. You know
what? If it was Katie and Ariana was doing that to Sandoval, I would love to know if Katie would go and tell Sandoval, and I can guarantee you she wouldn't have.
No, I agree.
So, I mean, I'm not saying it's right. It's not right at all. But I think Ariana and Schwartz will be friends in the future, because I think that Ariana will see over time. Ariana is just killing it. I think she was part of me feels like she was someone either called in some major therapists, she needed to have a Power Ranger squad
Ariana
that showed
has
up at her
always
house.
been sort of level.
She looked insane at the reunion.
Oh, so
that dress,
good. Yeah.
And her abs and her body.
He did say, well, she's probably out in Ozempic too. He and
Maybe.
Katie must be. They're all on it. It's about $1,200 a month. The prescription doesn't pay for it unless you have diabetes.
Okay.
Yeah, I know too much about it already, don't I?
You've done your research.
You have to inject yourself with it every day. It is a diabetic medication. It's not a pill. It's just like taking insulin for people who have diabetes. So you do have to inject yourself with it every single day.
Do people who have diabetes take it?
Yes.
And they lose weight too?
Yes.
Oh, Oma would have loved it.
She would have been injecting herself left.
Oh my God, left and right. She could have been skinny and hot and keep herself healthy. It would have been like, it's like a gift.
I know, right? I know. So anyways, it was so good.
It was. It's just, I feel
and
like
you know what's funny? Because if Pump wasn't on the night afterwards, I would think Jersey was fabulous. But I'm kind of like, Jersey's not my number one. And usually Jersey is my number one. But Pump being on after it is just so good. I can't wait every single week for what's going to happen next. Do you watch the episode of deleted scenes? Because I haven't, really. And I have a feeling I might be missing things. I'm going to have to from now on, because I have a feeling we're going to have they're leaving us little crumbs.
They are, but I don't think they're going to put them there.
Oh, what in the show, in the episode nobody watches?
Yeah, I mean, I just think that, I just wish that,
because if it was anything good, they'd include it in. Right.
Yeah. I mean, the problem that I'm having right now is I need to slow down and appreciate the episodes because I know what's coming and I just like want to get there.
Yeah. Well, like I said, anybody out there, do yourself a favor. If you watch What Happens Live, go back and watch Pump Rules afterwards, because you'll see it different. Because they'll see it different
after listening to you too.
Well, that's true. So after listening to me, go back and watch it again, and you'll see. You only actually have to watch the last 10 minutes.
Or the first 5 when she walks in and she goes, awkward.
Both. Yes, both of them. And watch that, and you look at Miss Rachel's face when she sees little Tommy. Tommy Sandoval is there.
Yeah.
And she just gave him the look. Mm-hmm.
He's just like, I have to say, these people have made me feel so much better about myself.
Oh, that's how I felt the other day when I watched Pickleball Slam. So I get it.
Yeah, I mean, I just was like, oh God,
yeah,
this guy is an idiot.
I know.
He's been on TV for 10 years.
I don't still understand why this affair has caused the brouhaha it has.
They're in different places in their life.
Well, I just don't understand why it's national news. I'm enjoying it for all it is, but I don't understand why it's national news. Have we ever had anybody on any of these shows be flipping around like this? I mean, besides Pump Rules, when
but that was different. You hadn't fallen you.
No, I agree. But have we had like a housewife who's sleeping with one of the other husbands?
That's
Nothing
never
like
happened.
That. I know. That's what makes.
And this one, you have to remember, Tom and Ariana had a house together. They owned a property together. They were pretty much married.
Yeah, I know. I understand that. I understand that. It is,
and I think it's also the fact that they were also such close friends, Ariana and Raquel. And also, you're starting to hear more that I didn't know Scheana let Raquel stay at her house. That's
and all that
so
stuff.
weird. Do you think Brock was Brock? Is that his name?
Brock.
Oh. Brock was banging her. No, I don't know. I mean, that's crazy.
If I
was Scheana, I would be going to my husband being like, I hope to God, after what she's learned now with Ariana and Sandoval, that would have been her first thing to be
Well, I almost wonder if we need to, now that we know it began before, if we need to go back and start watching all the episodes from the beginning, because there might be hints.
I don't think with James, because when she was with James,
no, not with James. I'm talking about this season.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm gonna maybe Lala said it best. Lala goes, Rachel is this was on one of the podcasts I listened to. Rachel is a terrible, evil person. She sent Raquel to be her dummy out there to try to be a normal person. Well, Raquel's dead and Rachel's right in front of us exactly for who she is, the puppeteer and the manipulative one.
Give it to Rachel when she did the whole Muppet thing. Oh,
she would have been amazing if she hadn't done what she did. She looks stupid now.
I know, but it made me think that there's a little bit more to Rachel than we know.
Of course, she's smiling in the closing photo when they're all looking like they're about to cry with Lisa Pump.
I know.
And she's literally like, "Ooh, yeah, I ruined everyone's lives."
I love it.
It's
That's
like,
what she's paid to do, though. Remember that. It is better for people to hate you than to not know who you are.
She's a villain now.
I know that, but think about it. Think about it.
I think they need to do Ultimate Girls Trip villains.
Oh, that would be good.
Danielle Staub.
Yeah.
Rachel.
Oh, why don't you, Andy? Andy.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Let's
Rachel. Tom, what's his name from Southern Charm?
Oh, Thomas Ravenel.
Yeah, Thomas Ravenel.
Oh, he would be good.
Then we also, there's others that we have to think of. I mean, we can't, he's a good one, but I'm thinking like even
Nene.
No, she will never come near Bravo ever again.
I know that, but in theory, it's a good.
Oh yeah,
choice.
And we could also have Danielle Staub, but I also think you have Kim D on it. You have Kim G on it.
Okay, you could even maybe do the psychic. With
Allison Dubois wasn't like that.
No, but I don't know.
Rinna.
Well, she's not really evil. I think
she's not really evil. No. I like Rinna. But I feel like you could maybe, and then you would maybe
do some of the hated housewives. And just Bravo shows.
Raquel Salahi.
Yeah, there you go. She wouldn't leave Neil.
Oh yeah, that's true.
She never leaves Neil Sean's side.
Oh, you got Jen Shaw in prison. She's already gotten her sentence decreased.
There you go. Well, it's getting better and better every single solitary week. And I love it. And I can't wait for next week.
Absolutely. And we'll talk to you next week on Aunt and Andrew.
Bye.
Bye.